Sniper Elite is a series that, on paper, I probably shouldn't like, but in reality, adore. I'm normally not one for stealth games or for sniping. I just have the patience for neither. Sniper Elite, however, doesn't actually force either on you. Obviously, the game is intended to be played as a stealthy sniper, and it's definitely the easiest way to play, but if you want to, you could just run in guns blazing with an SMG, or, like I do, turn the sniping physics down to very easy so that there's no wind or bullet drop, and start shooting with zero regard for whether you're detected or not. As long as you're having fun with the game you paid around 5 hours worth of labor for, there's really not a wrong way to do it, and that's what sets Sniper Elite apart for me. Sniper Elite Resistance, like the other games in the series, has you fighting Nazis during World War II, as opposed to January 2021. But what sets Resistance apart is that you don't play as the German-born American-British sniper Carl Fairburn, but rather as British sniper Harry Hawker. Hawker has previously appeared in Sniper Elite 3, Sniper Elite 4, and Sniper Elite 5 as a multiplayer character, but he had no major story relevance until Resistance. Worth noting, though, is that Carl Fairburn was later released as a playable character via free DLC. It felt a bit odd to me not to hear Fairburn's voice after having gotten so used to it, but Harry did grow on me quickly. As is tradition for Sniper Elite, paid DLC missions are available, including the traditional Assassinate Hitler mission that seems to come to every game. I personally love getting to put a bullet between Hitler's eyes, but I admit it is the wholesale massacre of Nazi grunts that really brings me back. As the Resistance subtitle does hint at, you're not a lone wolf working as part of the American or British armies this time, but rather a British operative embedded in the French Resistance, and hoping to foil Nazi plots in France and liberate the occupied country. In particular, you're foiling a plot being carried out behind Hitler's back by a rogue Nazi faction to use some new superweapon against the force that will carry out the impending Allied invasion of Europe. As you snipe, or violently machine gun, your way through Nazi camps and facilities, you'll learn more about the mysterious Kleineblume and the specific threat it poses to the upcoming D-Day landings, as you try to stop the weapon before it can be deployed and save the Allies' Hail Mary invasion strategy. Visually, Resistance is stunning. Because I refuse to pay $700 for a digital-only system and nearly $100 for a separate disk drive, I don't have a PS5 Pro. But even on base PS5, the game looked and ran beautifully. The game runs at a dynamic 2160p, and according to Digital Foundry, the only real improvement that PS5 Pro seems to offer is that it spends more time running at or near true native 4K than base PS5 or Xbox Series X do. On all three platforms, I do not acknowledge Series S, so I do not care about its performance, the 60 FPS target is virtually unbroken, leading to a smooth gameplay experience, something that's pretty important for lining up long shots. For example, my longest headshot was 721 meters. Sound design here is fantastic. The sniper rifles have a meaty boom when they fire, and the sound of suppressed weapons brings all of my pew-pew spy fantasies to life. My only very slight gripe with the game, and this is also something that Digital Foundry briefly noted in their analysis, is that the X-ray shots don't feel quite as visceral as in Sniper Elite 5. You still see skulls break, brains compress, blood spurt, and testicles pop, but it seemed just a little toned down. Granted, the X-ray shots have always been excessively gory and over the top in Sniper Elite, but that's what I loved about them. These are Nazis. They don't deserve respect or dignity in their digital deaths. Resistance, like most of the series, is fairly short, clocking in at about 9 hours according to how long to beat, although my playtime was around 17 hours since I made a point to hunt down each and every single Nazi soldier, officer, and scientist in every single level, plus all of the DLC levels. Sniper Elite is a matter of quality, not quantity, though, when it comes to gameplay. And if you're a completionist, going for every collectible and completing all of the optional kill challenges will definitely add some serious length to your playtime, especially if you're not using an online guide. While there are multiplayer aspects of the game to enjoy, Sniper Elite is first and foremost a single-player game. And I think it proves that there is still a lot to enjoy in single-player shooters rather than purely live-service multiplayer garbage. Sniper Elite Resistance may not have impressed me quite as much as Sniper Elite 5 did, but it's still an excellent offering from Rebellion and a fantastic time for any gamers who love killing virtual Nazis. And if you don't, I immediately distrust you. Fingers crossed for a port to Switch 2 along with Sniper Elite 5, because this is a game I would totally double dip on. Regardless of whether you're a PlayStation gamer, Xbox gamer, or annoyingly arrogant PC gamer, give Sniper Elite Resistance a shot. Pun absolutely intended. My rating for Sniper Elite Resistance on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Windows is an A.